Well, ladies and gentlemen, we certainly like to cause a stir, don't we, when it comes to pushing woke political talking points in the UK, and it really does feel like at this point we're on a mission now to outdo everybody and anybody when it comes to pushing political messaging. And after you've watched this video, I want you to leave your comments down below. Do you think this is worse than Bud Light? Because personally, I think it is, but I want to hear your thoughts down below. And talking of Bud Light, right, you would think by now these companies would have sat back and self-reflected in their boardrooms and said to everybody, maybe going down the Bud Light road isn't the best for us at this point. No, they continue to do so, don't they? And throughout this video, we're going to be discussing maybe why these companies continue to go down this road. But last night I was browsing Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, and a very interesting hashtag was going viral for quite some time. Hashtag boycott Costa coffee. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, when I first saw this hashtag, I thought, you know, maybe people had woken up to how bad the coffee is and how much they charge for said coffee. No, I wish it was. Costa are going viral because now in a cartoon advert, they have decided to use a woman who has had top surgery. Yes, they're using trans men to promote certain ideas, inclusivity, progression, diversity, right? And it's also to normalize certain imagery without actually realizing how harmful it is. But should it surprise anybody? I don't really know, because Costa are also sponsoring things like Brighton Pride 2023. Yes, I know people who live in different countries. It's August and we still have Pride parades going on. It's just a month though, right? It's just a month though. Anyway, I also understand we're not really allowed to question certain imagery, certain agendas, because everybody has to stand for everything, which means in the end they stand for absolutely nothing. But I think freedom of speech still exists, right? And what Costa are essentially doing, without going too deep into things, they're promoting and normalizing the idea of women getting irreversible changes to their bodies. I do apologize about the sunlight. They're normalizing irreversible changes made to women's bodies because of XYZ, and trying to paint it as this really positive thing, when in reality, now we're going forward, we're seeing more and more people, if you put aside the lies told by the liberals and the mainstream media, that it's the best thing to do for you, it's stunning, brave, progressive, your life actually gets better. What we're seeing now is more and more people coming forward and regretting the choices they have made. They regret that they were sold the lie, but again, they can't go back on those changes. So they were suffering with mental health issues beforehand, and now still they're going to be suffering potentially a lot of the times with mental health issues. This is what we're trying to normalize here. This is what we're trying to glamorize. Tell me what this has got to do with coffee. What's this got to do with Costa? Absolutely nothing. So because of this, as I've indicated, Costa are now potentially facing a huge boycott. Costa Coffee faces boycott over irresponsible cartoon of post-op trans man. The cartoon, which is on a Costa Express van in the UK, depicts a recently transitioned man in a surfing pose with large lips, blue hair and scars typical of a breast removal operation. The image has circulated widely on social media, leading to calls for a boycott of the coffee franchise, with hashtag boycott Costa Coffee trending on Twitter. Costa refused to say exactly where the van is located. Mayor Forstater, who is on the board of Matters, a human rights organization that campaigned for clarity on in law and policy, told The Telegraph, the cartoon-like picture of a young woman who has had her breast surgically removed is shocking and irresponsible. Young women are being sold a lie that if they have their breasts removed and take hormones, they can become men, or at least avoid being a woman. However, a Costa Coffee spokesperson has come forward and said, at Costa Coffee, we celebrate the diversity of our customers, team members, and partners. We want everyone that interacts with us to experience the inclusive environment that we create, to encourage people to feel welcomed, free, and unashamedly proud to be themselves. The mural in its entirety showcases and celebrates inclusivity. Yeah, and in 10 to 15 years, I don't think history is going to look too fondly on that statement. I don't really think these companies either realize what they're getting themselves into. Sometimes they might sit there and see something progressive. Oh, this is amazing. This is diverse. Let's use it. Our brand is going to look amazing. And people, you know, have their many theories as to why companies continue to do this, but the main talking point, the main argument seems to be ESG scores and CEI index scores. Now, these are scores that are used to judge a company on essentially how diverse, how inclusive, how progressive they are, and if they don't meet a certain standard, they can then face certain consequences. Now, I've shown people this video before of somebody explaining the CEI index score structure and as to why, again, companies are going down this road. It's about a minute and a half long. I'm going to play it now so maybe people can really understand what is going on. Take a listen.
Why are so many companies going woke? There had to be some reason, and after some digging, I found it. The CEI, Corporate Equality Index, aka the Woke Credit Score. It's a made-up score based on how much a company is pushing woke issues. And who made up and gives this score? An organization called the HRC, a massive political lobbying group. Apparently, HRC sends representatives to corporations every year, telling them the kind of stuff they have to make visible at the company, give them a list of demands, and if they don't follow through, there's a threat that they won't keep their CEI credit score. And why do companies even care about this made-up woke credit rating?
If they get a bad score, then the woke investor funds start putting pressure on the boards. Woke activists are mobilized out in the streets. Advertising campaigns are shut down. Anyone that continues to do business with them will also be penalized. This is fascism.
Don't play their game, don't get their investment. And who is funding the HRC? Surprise, surprise, it's George Soros' Open Society Foundation. Now, this HRC has introduced this arbitrary credit rating to everything. States, municipalities, and even schools. Imagine that. There are people who are deciding what credit score an individual school can get. They threaten them by having these big funds withhold investments into them. We now have a made-up scoring system that doesn't physically exist, deciding how much digital money that doesn't physically exist companies get. And it makes people physically act a certain way. This is truly mind control.
So yeah, when you really look at the core of it, and I hope that video explained it really well for everybody, but when you really look at the core of it, the CEI index scores, ESG scores are being used to force ideas onto people, right? And they will continually be used to force ideas onto people in the hope all of this just becomes a normal thing and people just accept everything and anything. So have Costa Coffee been nudged in this direction by these ESG scores, CEI index scores? Well, they are owned by Coca-Cola, so it wouldn't surprise me. However, regardless of ESG scores, CEI index scores, or if it's just a company's own personal choice to head in a certain direction, what we are seeing, and it's undeniable, that these marketing campaigns are becoming more and more audacious and more in your face. And I think I speak for everybody here, we have simply grown tired of it. But do these companies care? Absolutely not. They would rather sacrifice billions of dollars, as in Bud Light's case, to just simply push political propaganda. But obviously, as most of you will probably imagine, this has been celebrated by the classic groups, the leftists, Labour, liberals, progressives, because they cheer for absolutely anything. If anything under the umbrella of woke ideology gets pushed, you almost hear the seals clapping in the background. We've had a Labour MP come on Talk TV and sit there and say, we should support it, we should celebrate it. This is what a Labour government would look like. This is what the country is going to sound like and look like under a Labour government. It's going to be great. It really is. We are all now being told to celebrate and support women and men, of course, making irreversible changes to their bodies. This cartoon advert Costa have used is very harmful, damaging to young women, and they should be ashamed. But that is the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to keep you here for too long. If you have enjoyed today, then please, for me, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that big red subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. We're on the road to 50k. As I keep on mentioning, we're absolutely smashing it, and I can't thank all of you enough for all the new subscribers. It really does mean the world to me. So again, if you're new, hit that big red subscribe button, share this video, and until tomorrow, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.